While the source code and HTML are the most obvious parts of a WebSmart application, a lot of information is actually bundled into what we call the attributes of your application. Many of these settings are set when the program is generated.
It's important to understand how these settings impact your application and to manage them appropriately. Attributes can be found along the top menus. There are a few options here, so we'll look at them one at a time. Program attributes are where you can specify the library list, the name, title, and FTP settings that are unique to your application. The name here corresponds to the name of the generated program title. The title corresponds to the title of your program. For PHP applications, the destination FTP site refers to the FTP connection that is used to upload your application. You can also quickly manage FTP connections through the Add and Edit options. You also have the option of specifying an FTP path and a web path to uniquely specify where your application will be uploaded on the IFS and what URL it will be accessible through. For ILE applications, you can specify the source file library, and library list object that this application will be using. Like the PHP case, you will also specify a URL that your application will be accessible through. Since we're already looking at an attribute menu, we can access the other attribute menus through these tabs. The Files menu helps you keep track of all the files that have been attached to this project. You can add or remove different files and different links between the file data. You can also quickly display the fields and the file contents. The Tasks and Parameters tab is used in ILE programs to specify the different tasks it can perform and what parameters are required. You can see that each task is linked with a function in the source code. In PHP, this is handled entirely in the source code. The Segments tab shows all the individual segments in your project and allows you to add, change, or delete the segments. You can also resequence your segments to change the order that they appear. Edit Content here provides a quick link to editing the content in the segment. Next, we can view previews that are saved into this project. These provide a quick method of organizing and previewing HTML content. Each preview is comprised of one or more HTML segments that are used to emulate how a page would look in the full generated application. Finally, the Generation and Debugging menu allows you to specify what debugging options you want to use. This page provides different options for PHP and ILE programs. These settings touch on a number of different parts of a WebSmart application, so it's helpful to keep them in mind when managing your applications.